We are the Muses,
goddesses of the arts,
and proclaimers of heroes,
and pirates,
and villains,
and allies,
and eels,
and aliens,
and princesses,
and inventors.
Oh, man. And there's a lot of these glimmers out here.
Honestly.
Hello, and welcome to the Lorcana Muses podcast. I'm Kimber.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Stephanie.
We are so excited to have you here listening and questing with us.
Yes, we just got back from the DLC Vegas, Brittany and I, which was a flurry of a weekend.
It was very long, but very rewarding, and we had a great time.
Yeah, it was really fun. You want to talk about how Daryl did a little bit since he was on the last episode?
Yeah, so Daryl was the only competitor out of the four of us that went, and he did pretty well. He got more points than he got at the previous challenges he had been to. So he ended up with 37 points. So he didn't do as well as he would have liked to, but he's making progress. So I think that that's a win. And honestly, I think a big reason why he didn't do as well is because the meta wasn't exactly what he was expecting as we went.
Oh no, the meta was insane. Like, I'm shocked by what I saw on Saturday. And I didn't even play, but just having everybody come in between rounds and talk about who they were playing against and then seeing it break down, it was really weird.
Yeah, here at our local scene, I have not seen a Ruby Sapphire deck in a hot minute.
Right?
And it's coming in here with 22% representation of all the competitors. And then when we get to the top 64, 17 of those decks were Ruby Sapphire. So as a Ruby Sapphire lover, you better believe that deck is getting resleeved. Like, ooh,
I was going to ask you, because I know when you were on last time, you kind of discussed not knowing what to do with your deck. Has this given you inspiration?
100%, because I felt like the way that I was trying to build it felt too slow, but I saw those little tweaks that I could make to speed it up a little bit. Like, I love Chicha, beautiful, we love her, almost no notes, but when I was putting her into my deck, it became around using her and getting her ability to pop off, and then the entire ramp process felt slowed down by that.
Yeah, totally. And then we have, I think, another outlier that were in the top 4. That wasn't even, it was what, 10% of the entire day?
It was even less than that.
So
Emerald Steel.
Right? I know, poor Brittany, she can't get a break. She's got Steel Song and now she's got to go back to
just
Emerald Steel.
Like, I can't. It's any Steel is frustrating for me. And I know I play Ruby, so I'm also playing a control character. Card color, but to me, Steel is just devastating to whatever decks I end up playing. I feel like I always feel targeted against. I don't play things that are generally meta decks, and so I'm like, but they always seem to be
a meta coming straight for you.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like it's straight for me. It is like I can't even play the game competitively as I want to, because I really don't want to play one of the main decks.
Yeah,
and I know that that's on me because I don't want to do that. But some of is because I want to be able to play something that not everyone else is playing, and because of that,
that's so fair.
It's not always the best matchups for actual meta decks.
She's not like the other girls. Not like the other girls.
Well, and then there's me. I'm like, I cannot. Where do I go from here? Because I'm a Steel girl through and through. I loved Emerald Steel. I miss Bucky again. Rest in peace, sweet night.
The squirrel.
I really, really like Steel Song. I'll probably stay on Steel Song for a while more, but I am thinking about building an Emerald Steel deck again, so.
Gross.
I know.
The thing that kills me about Emerald Steel is I feel like the entire deck is centered around the idea of, instead of just making it so your opponent can't play.
Yeah, so.
And that just it makes my eyeball twitch a little.
Let me tell you about something really gross I did today against Alex when I built the deck. No. So I put in Ursula's Garden, which allows your opponents to lose all of their characters, lose 1 lore while you have an exerted character there.
Oh, thank you.
I had Hidden Cove and I had Ursula Deceiver of All, plus other characters. So I moved Ursula Deceiver of All to Ursula's Garden. She sang When Will My Life Began, allowing him to not be able to challenge with 2 of his characters. And then also losing lore, which his characters are all low to the ground, so they couldn't quest and they could not challenge. For 2 turns, I did that.
I'm sorry.
And then I drew 4 cards. He was like at a stalemate. He could not play anything for 2 turns, and I loved it. So I'm very excited. I'm the evil mastermind over here.
That seems insane, but also if it works, I'm happy for you. But
Yeah, I'm
not happy if I want to play against you.
I'm still testing whether I'm keeping Arceus Garden, because I was just like, I really love that card. I think the art is fun with all the little, like, I don't even know what to call them. The, like, little fish mermen that are all, like, shrunken.
Cursed merfolk.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Cursed merfolk. You know what? You're right.
I was going to say, little, like, tadpole guys.
It's so pretty. I still get 1 lore off of them passively because of the location. And then it's got 7 holes, so it lasts for a hot minute, and then it's also inkable, so that's been fun.
Increases the number of hideaway cards in my deck.
Oh, I did also put avalanches in there, so anytime he played a location, I was like, no, goodbye.
Like, respectfully, get gone.
His response was, did you do that specifically for me? And I said, for you and Brittany.
So targeted.
Look, I just want to win 1 game. No, but Vegas was really fun. I thought seeing a lot of the different decks that we played against was really interesting. I know Birmingham was the same weekend, and it kind of seemed like they had a little bit of the same meta going on, although Red Blue did win Birmingham, which I'm sure you're excited about.
Yeah, it did. Oh, it's beautiful. And I loved looking at that deck list. I had so much fun because it's cards that I had previously, like, played around with having in my deck, but I just ended up deciding for this reason or the other not to put in. And, like, you don't see Fang Crossbow in a ton of those Ruby Sapphire decks. You don't see Great Stone Dragon all the time, but honestly, they're great cards.
I have been saying Great Stone Dragon is great since it came out. I was trying to make it work in other Sapphire decks, which for my villain deck, it worked really, really well because I kept reviving them with Hades, and with the Great Stone Dragon, I could then also put them in my Inkwell. I love that card.
And like, one of the reasons, so that beautiful Demon Boss that we got, I love that card for, like, getting all of my ink back, for it questing for 4, for it having 9 defense. But I also love that when I'm in turn 1 and 2 and inevitably inking my Maleficent dragons, there's a chance that they're going to come back to mama right when I need them. I love it.
Poor Brittany.
Well, I mean, I honestly, I don't ever play anything in Ruby that gets to 9, right? Like,
No.
because it's just,
I've always been high over the ground.
I'm low to the ground when I'm playing Ruby, or else I would be putting that dragon in my deck. You know it.
Oh.
I mean, I did change my deck recently, so I'm still playing my just-in-time Ruby Amber deck. But on Friday, I played it how I had been playing it for weeks, and it didn't feel good. Like, it felt stale. Yeah, no, it felt stale. I got obliterated, and even inside events was just like getting my butt handed to me, basically. And so I really thought about it that night, and so I brought it back on Saturday after making changes to it. And I didn't actually play any constructed on Saturday. I only played draft on Saturday. But on Sunday, when we came in, played constructed, I had brought some changes to it. So instead of having some other cards, I put in, I don't remember what I took out, but I put in the 5-drop Singer 9 Cinderella.
Yep.
So that I could just in time her as well. And then put in B prep.
Gross. When in doubt, burn it all down.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was feeling. And it didn't me very well. It was a great change to make for my deck. I needed to put it in. I wasn't having enough across the board removal. And because like, even though I had Brawl and I had Prince Eric and Teeth and Ambitions, it just wasn't enough for Ruby Sapphire decks. It wasn't enough for Steel Song decks, and but being able to be prep, and nobody expects it from that Ruby Amber deck either, and so I think that is helpful to me because they don't expect be prep from that deck ever.
To be able to be prep so early on in the game is so devastating to the other player.
Yeah, no, I can be prep on turn 4.
That's insane because turn 7 when you're finally able to maybe be prep,
Yeah,
it's kind of late game where sometimes it matters. Don't get me wrong, but other times it's pretty easy to get back into it and get your characters out.
It can feel like a Hail Mary sometimes.
But on turn 4, gross.
yeah, but being able to be prep after already having out my locations is also
Yes.
because then they don't have answers for both my locations and for their loss of characters.
Plus, that's great against hyper aggro because
It is.
I loved seeing that some hyper aggro decks made it into the top 64 in Vegas. That was
surprising too.
like, I love that Daisy Duck card.
I said it would, and everybody was laughing at me. I think on Friday, I was like, nope, we're going to see hyper aggro. Don't get me wrong.
We are.
No, I figured we would see it. I just am surprised it made it to top 64.
Yeah,
like
no, I
I
thought,
knew we would see it, people playing it, but I think they must have gotten a lot of Ruby Sapphire matchups.
I think that's what happened.
Top 64 because that is hyper aggro is Ruby Sapphire's worst matchup.
Let's see, Achilles heel.
Yeah, that's always the one. And then I also, strangely enough, or not strangely enough, struggle playing Amethyst Ruby when I'm playing my Ruby Sapphire because it just is so
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that deck
so they're controlling lower the entire time where I'm just like, please stop while I throw my brawls and my Sisu's at them.
Well, and Brawl is not really that useful against
It's
that
true
because they don't have many
characters.
Yeah, they don't have many.
And so I'm just like, ink.
No,
ink.
Ice
block.
Yeah, I have to mostly ink my Brawls against that matchup because they're not useful against them.
Crazy. It was just so much fun. So Saturday, I spent most of the day talking to a bunch of people because that was my goal for Vegas. Is I wanted to see the community and feel what the community was like at a DLC, and talk to so many people. So I kind of like sat and huddled in one corner the entire day. But then I was able to say, hey, this is our meeting spot in between rounds for those who were playing. And I was like cheering them on and like trying to pep them up when they were losing. We had some players not make top 64, but got that let it go, which is a really huge feat. That's what top 128 is it? So that was really cool. They even got on to the stream. So if you saw Lucas, he was playing the one who went on to win the whole thing.
Yeah, no, so our friend Lucas, he played Zan.
Yeah.
And so like that's honestly like he ended up losing against him, but I mean, you lost to the person that won.
Right.
That's something that you should be like, oh, yeah, really cool.
And he did give him a run for his money. Like, he was right there with him. So I do feel like he should feel proud that he wasn't just obliterated by him.
What deck was he playing?
Lucas, he was playing Amber Emerald, I believe.
Oh,
I remember right.
Like a hyper aggro variant of that.
Some discard in there, too.
Were there any cards? Because as you guys know, I was not able to go to Vegas, unfortunately. Were there any cards that you were surprised that you heard people talking about or using that you weren't really expecting? Like any cards that you saw in decks and you were like, wait, what?
I don't know about cards specifically. I was shocked that in the top 64 there was a Ruby Steel deck. I was flabbergasted by that deck.
Well, and if you look at the deck list itself, it makes sense as to why it made it.
No,
it threw people off.
It's a great deck. That's what Alex brought to Vegas was a Ruby Steel deck, and when he looked at it, he's like, "Oh, that's so interesting." So that threw me off. I think also in the top 64 there was a Ruby Sapphire deck that had like 72 cards in it.
Oh, I saw,
which I was like, insane. What?
I know Daryl's so anti like extra cards being in your.
I know.
It happens all the time in the top.
It's starting to happen more and more where it's like 63, 64 cards, but I think that's like the max.
Oh, yeah, but the
72 is insane.
It's a lot.
I don't know. I'm a big deck. I'm a supporter. Like, we get those good cards like Vision of the Future where you're just going to go digging in your
I have now a newfound beef with Visions of the Future.
Oh no.
That deck, that card sucks, and I hate it.
Oh,
Tell us more.
Well, it's not even the fact that they get to pull any card that, like, because it's 5 cards, right, that they get to look at.
So
is they don't have to show you.
They don't have to show me either, so I have no idea what they just put in their hand. And as somebody who is constantly trying to figure out my opponent's hands, and like I am using Daisy Duck to try to set as many items and locations and actions and songs to the bottom, I was so upset about it. I lost to so many Visions of the Future.
I don't think I lost any Visions of the Future because my deck is generally pretty fast, and
Yeah.
that is helpful to them, I think, more in the late game. But because like honestly, if I'm not winning by turn 8, I'm done, right? Like
Yeah.
that my deck as a make or break doesn't have a super late game. Like I have a mid game and a semi late game, but like if I get past like especially against a Sapphire deck when they have unlimited resources, it seems like I don't have unlimited resources. I don't have excessive card draw and things in my deck. So
excessive.
yeah, excessive. You're talking.
No, she just has excessive locations.
I do. I only have 14. That's
Excessive.
It's a location-based deck. Of course, it has locations in it.
That's fair.
Oh my god.
Yes, I have 14 locations. I have 4 Jim Hawkins. I have I have the Fix It Felix. I took out the one that buffs them.
Yeah.
I took out the one that buffs them, but I kept in the one for the card draw. So we kept. So I took out his shift target. I kept in the Taffetas, but I went down to like 3 and 3 of them, of the one drop and the shift target that gains lore for the movement.
Yeah.
But honestly, she's kind of a closer for me, just like Goofy is, because I can play her, move her to a one drop location because it only takes 1 to move to any of those, and like gain 2 lore without her questing, right? So like it's basically a pretty easy closer. But I will say, I also put in Pirate's Life, the song, and I won 2 games top decking that song. And I was like, that is hilarious. I wasn't expecting to top deck this and win, but I'll take it.
Well, what I need a shirt that says like I feel personally victimized by Taffeta and Jim Hawkins, because after this weekend and talking to Alex so much, he's like, I'm putting Taffeta in, and I'm putting Hawkins in, and I'm putting more locations, and I'm like, what is happening?
He saw how wonderful that they can be.
I'm so happy.
Combination.
I'm just so happy because I think this weekend has re-sparked his love for Lorcana. Not that it really it went anywhere, but he stopped going to League as much, and he started playing more One Piece, which is fine. I love One Piece too. But then this weekend, like, we got home Sunday night at midnight. We weren't asleep until 1 a.m. because we had to put kids to bed from picking them up from their grandmother's house. Monday morning, I wake up and I'm barely alive. And he's like, "Do you want to play, games with me?" And I'm like, "Are you insane? We just spent 3 whole days playing Lorcana." So I wasn't expecting that. I'm really happy for that because he's like, "I want to start going to League more," which I'm like, yes, awesome. We can start switching it off every week like we had been. I love that for him. So I'm very excited. I love this game. The community, I think he was really shocked and overblown by like how amazing the vibes were in Vegas, because everybody was so nice. Everybody he played was so nice. Everybody's welcoming and like dressing up as characters and saying like, "Hey, I like your deck," or "I like this bling on your backpack," or whatever. So that was really fun.
Yeah, I only had 1 negative interaction in the whole time, and it was against the second person I played on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I went 1-1 with them, and I think they were shocked that my deck beat them because it was an off-meta deck, and they were angry about it. And I was like, I don't well, first of all, it's not the main event, so why are you upset? And second of all, like, I understand you're practicing for the event. And yes, like, there's prizing for this. It was a competitive constructed event. But I think they were upset because it was like the second game that they had played that day and they weren't expecting to lose. And I don't know why they weren't expecting to lose, but like I did lose the first game. But the second game I just had, I had the perfect game, but I was also like, my deck is good either way. Like my deck isn't one of those interesting ones where I don't have to be on the draw. Like if I'm on the draw or if I'm on the play, like it doesn't matter, right? Like it does percentage wise when I play first, I do win more, but only by a little bit.
Yeah, I think there shouldn't be an upset because, their meta deck lost against your off meta. I don't understand why people do get upset about that, because I think it's wonderful when I see an off meta deck and like, that's so cool. What did you make? And I know that's something Alex and I both kind of said was it's, even though you lose a game, it's really interesting when your opponent says, can I see your deck? That almost makes you feel proud, like, oh, I did something kind of cool there.
Yeah, most of the people I played against this weekend wanted to know what it could do, even if it didn't go off against them. Like they were like, oh, I like the idea. Like I saw some of the pieces of that. Like what is the main play? What's the main idea?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, that one guy, he was just like, he stormed off after he lost that second. And I was like, why? Like, I was like, this is not the vibe, guy.
Yeah, I know. I was like, out of thousands of people, it was one bad person you ran into. Those are not bad odds.
No, absolutely. Like it was honestly like when we went to Fort Worth, it was great. This was even better, and I don't know. I don't know why it was so different.
It's Vegas.
It's Vegas. I will say I felt it on Sunday. So everybody, I could tell that it was more time. People were more tired.
Yeah, because I'm sure they didn't want to go out, but then friends of friends were like, oh,
we're in Vegas. Like, you have to go out. But no, I would say Sunday seemed more tired. And it might have been because Friday was a full day too.
I do think the full day Friday was in like going from 10 a.m. constructed and then doing sealed events and then going out at night. Saturday I'm still recovering from a surgery. I was just like, I'm done. I cannot move around. The chairs were awful. So
that's true.
I was really uncomfortable. But Saturday I was so happy, and I know it might have seemed odd that I'm here at Vegas and all I'm doing is sitting here, but I talked to so many people that on Sunday you could not hear my voice. I had to drink lots of tea and then I finally got it back. But no, I loved everything about it. We met so many content creators, which was great because they listen to our stuff, which still seems weird to me that I'm like, you listen to us? I listen to you. I didn't know you listened to me.
No, it's really fun to meet people that you like watched on Instagram Reels or you listened to on a podcast.
Yeah,
meeting them in person. I was like, it's like mini celebrities. Like,
well, and then so many people thought how cool it was that we did the hidden muse with Kimber the entire time. They're like, that was such a cute idea. Like, thanks.
Yeah, no, we really liked how we revealed you, and
that was fun.
And I would say that a lot of people enjoyed us, like the ramp up to reveal.
Yeah, it was a play on everything.
I was afraid I was going to be like, people are going to think of a card reveal and they're going to get to
No. It was just unique. I think being creative and being able to do creative things is really, I don't get to do that very often in my day-to-day life. So this has been so cool to do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was just a great overall time.
That's so
very tiring.
Speaking of card reveals, though, cards have been coming up. I'm so excited for.
Love card reveal season. Can I just say?
Oh,
it's my favorite time.
Like, I love the most wonderful time in between sets.
I was gonna say that, like, respect to Christmas, but
no, because you should see me because I work from home, right? So I have Twitter up, I have Instagram up, and I have Discord up. And I'm like, I'm constantly like, show me the card reveals. I want to see it.
My dream is to beat you to one day.
I know.
Like, it's going to happen. I'm going to be so on it.
I beat you a few times.
Brittany beats me if there any card reveals in the morning because I'm not up as early as her. So maybe that's what, because you guys are both up.
That's good.
Yeah, so I for you. Yeah, no, I always check. I'm like, I get all the East Coast stuff. I like check it.
It's my favorite thing, though. I love it so much. I don't know. I know last episode I was kind of telling Daryl how much I loved going around when product was scarce and saying like, oh, here are all the things and checking the social medias. I don't know what about it. It makes me excited.
Marketing back to hunter-gatherer.
I guess I'm like, it scratches the autistic brain in me or something. I don't know, but I love it. So yeah, you want to discuss the cards that were revealed last year?
Yeah, Yokai is my favorite. I will take 4 of him, please. Because I'm sorry, but it's a 4-cost Sapphire card. It is inkable. And when it quests, you can return one of your items to your hand and pay 2 less for the next item you play. Like, I'm sorry, what was that? Dime on 5 if my ramp is slow?
I know, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Dimes, but it's also like replenish your popsicle. Like
Exactly.
it's a free popsicle again. Or it's a popsicle trade in for a 1-drop fish bone. It's there's so many things that
I'm so mad.
the Sapphire item stuff is gonna be I have to go back to things that have item removal in them.
I'm like, too.
Because I took all of that up.
Where are my find them and platinums? I need all of those. I need Wildcat, that emerald card that when you exert it banishes an item. Come on, give me those.
I know he's gonna be like lightning bolted so fast against anything steel, which is devastating, but that's fair because he has to survive to questing.
Well,
but
it's Sapphire between that and Oswald that was revealed so long ago with D23. I'm just like, what the heck, Sapphire? The other colors better be getting something good.
You can't beat him, join him.
The only excited Sapphire card I'm very excited for is the Sapphire Hey Hey if they drop it this set. Because that's the last Hey Hey. I'm so excited.
They better drop it this set. Like they've done 1 per set so far.
So it better be this set and it better be a Floodborn.
Oh yeah, no, I want it to be a Bloodborne.
I want chonky. Hey,
I want him to be smart and chonky. Let's go.
Well, I mean, they already have the Gaston intellect.
Yeah,
in Sapphire.
Inventor. Yeah,
It would be an inventor. Hey, would be hilarious.
I would love that. I want the flavor text to be something like, "There's no cooking this chicken."
I love it. Oh my goodness. And then the other card that was revealed was an Amber, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yes, it was. So it was a Chip and Dale combo.
Together, yeah.
So kind of like the Flotsam and Jetsam combo card, but now it's Chip and Dale.
And you can shift it onto either one.
Shift it onto either one, which is super exciting. I love Chip and Dale, and I was I had said I wanted them ahead of time, so I was super excited that they came out.
Yeah.
Chip and Dale is my sister's favorite characters, and so like she likes Chip more than Dale, but only by a very small margin.
I love Dale. He's so silly.
I have such a special place in my heart for them. And I've always loved them, but the most recent time when our family went to Disney, we got to meet Chip and Dale, and they had the most sweet interaction with our little girl.
Oh my gosh. Good. They're always, I feel like when they're at the parks, they're such great people to meet, or great characters to meet.
Yeah, so I really like this card. It's a shift 5, but it is an 8 uninkable overall. But it is a shift 5, but you can play it on either Chip or Dale.
Yeah.
So that's great, but it's a 6/6.
Yeah.
Like that is an insane.
Survives Zeus.
Yeah.
Survives Madame Medusa. I mean, come on.
Survive Maui, but you know that's
about it.
And during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return a character from your discard to your hand.
I love that.
So Amber it doesn't have to be exerted for that to happen.
Yeah.
So.
No, Amber has getting more and more of that character trait for that color, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too, as someone who's playing Amber now. More consistently.
Now, do you guys know how to tell Chip and Dale apart?
Yes.
Okay, I figured you did, but when I told Alex, it blew his mind because Chip has the chocolate chip nose, and then Dale's the red nose.
Yes. No, I definitely
I figured. But for anybody who's listening and doesn't know how to tell them apart, that's how you tell them apart.
It's just such a cute little detail.
It's such a great detail. I love that.
Where Disney they really go above and beyond.
Absolutely.
Magic happens is in those little details from the.
It's one of my favorite things, like little tidbits to share about Disney, because not a ton of non-diehard Disney fans know that, because they're like, I never know how to tell them apart. Like, I do.
I have it.
I do.
The trick.
Yeah, we had 2 more cards revealed since the last time we had recorded. One of them is the Rafiki, the Amethyst Rafiki, the 9-drop Shift 7, who is also a 6/6. He quests for 4, and during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may draw a card.
Perfect. So that's exactly what Amethyst needs, more card draw.
More card draw, but with Blurb Bowl.
I was gonna say, I think it's really interesting that Amethyst is now interacting with the inkwell even a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see that happen. I hope other colors start to bleed and see each other a little bit more.
Yeah, or make it to where those color combinations have some
amped up.
Yeah. We also had because Ravensburger was kind of teasing this one, but the Wendy Captain. That's a gorgeous card.
She's so pretty.
So pretty. Daryl and I love Wendy and Peter Pan as like characters in Lorcana. We're not like, we like Peter Pan as a movie, don't get me wrong, but Lorcana cards for Peter Pan and Wendy are like some of our favorites. We actually got those Peter Pan and Wendy signed by Aubrey this weekend. So that's the Aubrey Archer is the artist. Okay, so she is, first of all, gorgeous. Second of all, she seems like a great card. So she's a 2-drop uninkable evasive 1/2. And while you have another pirate character in play, this character gets +1 attack and +1 lore. So like that is pretty impressive, especially if you're planning on making some form of pirate deck, which I think I'll make a pirate deck, see if it's viable as an actual competitive deck, but it'll definitely be a fun theme deck to make either way. I don't necessarily know when they're revealing new cards that are like specifically made to go together, like Pirate Synergy or Inventor Synergy. It's always the best thing that goes together, but sometimes it actually adds. So they still have, like, is the Hero Synergy still not quite there yet? And
Broom Synergy is pretty close, it feels.
Broom is close.
Like, you can do some good stuff when it works right.
Yeah, but I'd love to see more synergies that's actually working competitively.
That's where I'm at. I would build a Sapphire Steel deck in a heartbeat if the hero aspect worked better, more competitively. I love it. And I'm excited I hope they drop another princess that's knighted, because that would be super cool. I will go bananas if they make Ariel a knight, because she's my favorite princess. So, but the Anna one is really pretty. I really liked the Snow White one is beautiful. That's also
gorgeous.
Aubrey Archer did that one, and oh my goodness, she's so pretty.
Yeah, and Daryl loves the Cinderella one. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Access to Cinderella Starhearted.
Absolutely. He was.
Speaking of Aubrey Archer, she does some of my favorite art too, which is Megara pulling the strings. This was one of the first cards that was dropped because it's from set 1. And it's one of my favorite cards by from her, and it's Megara, which is one of my favorite Disney movies. I love that she's got Hercules on the little puppet strings.
How do you need
I mean, yeah, she might have an obsession with the movie Hercules.
I know we might, but I don't care. Not even sorry about it, because
that's my soul.
Excellent. It's an excellent movie. She was so excited to sign this card for me, because she says that not a lot of people like this card because it's not very playable. And it's I think it was one of her first cards she made, and it is beautiful. So I was so happy to tell her that. Nope, I absolutely love it. I hope that I can find a way to use it in a set one day, but if not, I still just love it. And then I got her to sign the foil version, which is so pretty. Also, the one that is Rapunzel Gifted Artist. So she's got like the paint on her face and she's hanging down from her hair. So pretty. I love it so much.
It's so like whimsical.
It is. No. So she also signed the poster, and she drew a little mouse next to the Bruno, because she also drew Bruno when the Madrigal set came out in set 4. So I love that. I can't wait to hang it up. It's got her signature and then a little mouse. So I love it. I love mice. They're cute.
I love
But a mouse you don't like is the mouse from set 2.
Yeah, I don't like Hiram for a multitude of reasons.
name out of your mouth. I love that mouse.
That mouse needs to be the next card that's errata.
Yes.
Say it.
One card is fine for getting rid of your items, not 2.
No. I want 2, please.
Especially with everything Sapphire is getting this set and last set.
Long figure while she's telling me this, y'all. You can't see it, but it's happening.
It's happening. She's getting the major mom finger.
I'm just so like, I'm not looking forward to the Sapphire Ruby this set and next set with everything that Sapphire's getting.
I am.
I know you are. I'm so hoping something has to be coming for the other cards too. I really, really hope.
Well, if they do an errata on him, seeing how many things they changed about Bucky, like even just I feel like taking away Ward would have been enough.
Yes, we won't beat a horse with a
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
or a dead horse with a stick.
Paid our respects. World.
But maybe they've also probably listened to a lot of the community who has said exactly that, because I think most people would say, hey, well, even though I hated Bucky, you didn't need to do him that dirty.
And if they do something with my favorite set 2 mouse, then I will cross my fingers. And I feel like they've listened to a lot of the things that the community is excited about. Like we're getting Pixar's like
in 2026.
Yeah, I'm just so excited.
So, Goofy movie?
Oh yes,
What?
Once a podcast episode. Please, if you're gonna buff up the Steel Song, Powerline writes it for you. Let's do it.
And then we were definitely, like, while we were there, we were able to see, like, some of the creators were there in Vegas and things like that. So we had, like, some of our friends got some of those cool experiences to talk to people, and they're like, yeah, Goofy movie is the most requested IP that they get.
That man, he has the audacity. I think it was Shane Hartley told one of our friends that, like, yes, everybody asked for a Goofy movie. It's like, okay, then where are they? I'm respecting them.
Max Goof.
I'm trying to respect the process. They're brilliant, brilliant minds. But oh my gosh, I'm getting impatient.
We actually got a picture with Shane Hartley, so it was
so nice. They are so, like, again, talking about the community, let's talk about the team behind Ravensburger. They're so nice.
Yeah, they're and
they would stop
smart and they play with people. I was able to do a pack rush with one of the game designers, and like that was super exciting and fun.
They're so excited. Like we saw Shane just walking to, I think, get us like food or to the restrooms or something. And we just asked, hey, can we get a picture real quick? And he was like more than willing and so excited to do it. And Ryan Miller, I know, is walking around too. And I love that. I don't know if there's another card game that has these like head guy creators from the company walking around just saying hi to people. So
it's got to make their hearts so happy too to see something that they've worked so hard to create to be so well loved and so much enthusiasm for it.
Well, I know the Citizens or Lorcana podcast had Ryan Miller on a couple weeks ago, and Ryan he just loves the community, like loves building it. This is his baby of a game. He loves it. So he shows up to a random local game store, which in the car listening to that, I was like, imagine going to your local league night and Ryan Miller's just there. I would lose it.
Sometimes I roll up on Friday nights and I am a little bit of a train wreck of a person because I survived the week at school and I'm like, we did the things. This is kind of just like cherry on top of my week. And if I saw that, I would be like, I don't want to see my leggings. And I'm like, I'm a fraction of who I was at the beginning of the week.
I'm excited for the last DLC, which is going to be in Seattle in a few weeks. I'm excited for Set Champs.
There.
I know. There's no way because it's October and October starts my busy season with my family. But then we have nationals and worlds or regionals. It's so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I love this time of the year in general. Like for real life, love this time of the year. But it seems kind of extra exciting with all the Lorcana stuff with it too. So I think that's kind of fun. And now it's probably going to seem more chaotic with all the Lorcana stuff with it too.
How do we fit everything in? Just now we were looking at our schedules before recording and like, oh, every single weekend is booked. Okay, great. I'll see you in January.
But yeah, I was very fascinated by this weekend. I was surprised by just the metagame changes and things. I mean, we were expecting so much Steel Song, and we did. There was 20% of it in the main game. But then it just, because that it's Ruby Sapphire is not a good matchup for it. It didn't do as well.
No.
And a lot of people brought Ruby Sapphire because it's a good matchup against Steel Song.
I did not feel good playing Steel Song this weekend.
Yeah. My deck, before I made the changes on Friday, it did not do well. And then Sunday it did well, but I didn't play as many games I played against Blue Red, and I was doing very well against Blue Red with my deck. But I didn't play a lot of other decks with it. So, and I slaughtered Steel Song, which, made me feel such good.
I rolled here.
I did. It was the best feeling when I prepped a Steel Song player. It was beautiful, and they weren't expecting it, and that was even better. So,
big sigh.
It makes my heart happy because of how many times they've obliterated me.
I think the big I think the shock of the weekend though, even for someone who wasn't there, was just seeing the Steel Emerald dominance. In the out of everyone who went, 6%, so 108 people were playing Emerald Steel, and 9 of them made it to top 64. That's almost 10% of that color combination. That's insane.
But if you look at the names of the people who are actually playing those decks, those are well-known competitive Lorcana players. And so they are very good at this.
Yeah.
And they definitely they weren't no scrubs, right?
They're not just throwing their souls around for nothing.
Yeah, they were definitely very calculated decks, and you can see that in the deck list that they brought. That they were very pointed, and
they knew what they were there.
to.
They're very tight.
Especially Zan's list. It's so specific.
Yeah.
And it was. If you watched any of his streams, he was very seamless with it most of the time.
Yeah, all the cards, there's only 4 that he's less than 4 of.
The level of chill that man has, because when I think he was interviewed, somebody asked him, how does it feel to win? He was just, good. That's all he said.
which honestly, that's kind of how Andrew was.
Yeah.
I think that the mental game is something that people discount a lot.
Absolutely.
That it's a really important part of this game. And I've talked about that before, is how sometimes you get in your own head in between rounds, but you really need to think about how each round is impacting the next, right?
Andrew looked so chill this weekend, I think, because he knew he's going to the nationals, because he made top 16 last DLC. So I kept seeing him in between rounds. I'm like, how you doing? And he's like, but he was still smiling on his face, enjoying the day. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a generally chill guy.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't surprising.
Very sweet, very chill guy, but it was just funny. I was like, yeah, everybody else was sweating bullets, and he's over here.
He's like, I already got it in the bag.
We're good.
I was actually surprised because we see a lot of Amber Steel players here, locally. I play at least one every week, right?
Yeah.
And it's not the same person. I play at least one Amber Steel deck, and I play at several stores. So I was surprised it was only 3%. But
I'm not. Blue Red swept us all out.
Swept. All right. Do we want to get into some opening of packs and doing some card analysis?
Yes. So I have Ursula's Return, and you guys both have Rise of the Floodborn.
Yep.
So I'll start first. I pulled a Vital Sphere, which I do think we're going to start seeing more of in Ruby decks. They're a 1-drop inkable. You pay 1 ink, banish this item, and chosen character gains Rush and gets +2 attack this turn. I think it's a slept-on card. I think more people are going to start putting it in, especially with more of the beefier Sapphire guys coming in. Because I know there is a lot of Rush characters in Ruby, but being able to put any Rush onto your Ruby guys or any guys is really, really interesting. And then I have the Lady of the Hour, Supsu. Or I'm sorry, Sisu.
Yep.
We call her Sisu
because she's holding a bowl of soup.
But her name is Sisu, Daring Visitor. She's a 3-drop uninkable. We all know her. We all hate her.
Dare.
She's evasive, and then when you play this character, banish chosen opposing character with 1 strength or less.
She loves to eat mice.
Yes, she does.
She used to drop a couple ice cubes into the soup.
My poor daisies go so far away with Supsu. And then not a very strong card in the meta, but a card I absolutely love as far as art goes. Alan Batson did the art for Hades Double Dealer, and this card is gorgeous. Hades is my favorite villain, and you have all of the Megaras from past arts in the cards in there. So you have the it's just really pretty, and it's green, and he's a legendary card, 4 ink to play. He's a 3/3, and then if you can exert him, you banish one of your other characters, play a character with the same name as the banished character for free. I am toying around with him currently in my Emerald Steel deck. I really want him to work. I'm probably going to take him out or maybe drop him to like 1, because I do think in the right situation, if you can surprise people and go from a small Arthur to big Arthur or a small Tink to a big Tink, it's really devastating. So we'll see though. If he was like a 3 cost and he did that, I think that would be better. But 4 is like there's so many Floodborns you can play for 4, and there's so many other bigger cards you can play for 4 that I feel like his payoff isn't there, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think those are great pulls. I actually had a really great pack. Not necessarily, I didn't pull any like legendaries or anything like that, but I pulled a lot of cards that are just playable cards and that are played all the time. So, like we know set 2 has a lot of playable cards. So I did pull the Mouse of the Hour, right? The Hiram Flaversome. He's a 4-drop. Everybody knows him. A 1/6. When you play this character, whenever you request, you banish one of your items to draw 2 cards.
Right. 1 is fine.
Right.
It's better.
Yeah. We see an errata coming for that card. He especially like I feel like blue is already getting a lot more card draw. I don't think they need more.
Yeah.
He seems excessive.
No. Be nice to find out.
So the Mother and then I pulled a Mother Gothel. So she comes in injured, right? She comes in damaged. She's a 2-drop, 3/4, and it enters play with 3 damage. I love this card as someone who plays Ruby Amber. I don't currently have her in my deck because I play her with I play the injured Mulan instead. But she works really well with the Rapunzel gifted with healing. Like that just synergizes pretty well. Also, the art on this card is fantastic. Then the Pinocchio Talkative Puppet. I saw a lot of this last set in Amethyst decks. It's a 2-drop uninkable. But when you play this character, you can exert a chosen opposing character, which is kind of great, especially for a 2-drop. But there's a lot of characters in Amethyst that can exert chosen opposing characters, but they're generally higher cost. So this one being a 2-drop is pretty good for when you're trying pretty rude. So it's good. I like this card, the Grand Duke, Advisor to the King. It's a rare amber card. It's a 2/2/2. And your prince, princess, king, and queen characters get +1 attack. So I think this really works well with that princess, queen, or the queen sensor core, and like kind of if you're making a princess theme deck, I feel like he's pretty good in there to help build that up.
I think it's also really good in Steel Song because like he can buff some of those characters. So when you get that red-blue matchup, you don't get Susu as bad.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the steel because there's like
true.
princess
That's
steel song decks out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely nice.
Improvise is an emerald card. I've played this card a lot. Chosen character gets +1 attack this turn and to draw a card. Like, especially early in the game with Emerald, there was a lot less card draw in Emerald, so that was really important. And then the last card that I pulled that I felt was very important would be the 1-drop, the Queen Regal Monarch. She's the 2/2. She's the shift target for the bigger queen, and she is disgusting.
Whatever.
Real song.
Hater.
It's great that you can get that shift target.
It is great.
On 2, and then I can wheel you on turn 3. Or even turn 2, I can world you.
So she's a great card. She's a meta card. She definitely exists. It's not an Amber card that I would play in my deck because it doesn't really synergize with things that I do, but I can see why she is like considered such a meta staple. Especially her and then her shift target, right?
She's a queen, literally
The queen. Royal Monarch. So that's me.
Yay! So I opened a pack of Floodborn cards, and it was really funny. I got 4 vanilla cards, the ones that are very happy to be here, and a lot of times they have really great attack or defense stats, but no like crazy abilities like exert this character and then have them do 10 jumping jacks and then finish them forever and all of those crazy abilities that like a lot of times we build our decks around. But I got the 2-draw Herc, and it's just my favorite.
I love
text. The no need to call IXII. Because I actually remember as an adult realizing, like, wait a minute, that's 911.
I also was an adult realizing that.
Oh, I was a big nerd as a child, so I knew right away what that was.
I pulled such a staple. I got Merlin Goat, the inkable 4-drop.
The goat?
Amethyst staple closer. And it is such a solid card. Anyone who has ever played against anyone playing Amethyst has seen it, has had it steal victory away at the last moment. And
I love that thing.
where you just like, you're like, oh, my opponent's sitting at 16 lore. I'm fine. No, you're not. Because they're gonna have their goat quest, and then they're gonna bounce it, and then they're gonna put it back down, and then they're gonna like
win the whole thing.
Like
They're gonna bounce the goat twice.
honestly. And so anytime you see that goat, you just know tomfoolery is about to happen. But that's kind of one of Amethyst's whole entire like shticks.
Tomfoolery. I like.
Yeah. The rare card I got was the Wide-Eyed Diver Minnie Mouse, and I just love the art for that card. I am such a Minnie Mouse lover, and I know that's basic, but so am I, so that's fine. And she is just, I love her exploring, and you can kind of see that the Ursula foreshadowing with everything going on with that whole story arc of her just being like, wait, what? In the water, and that's super fun. And then the other card that I got that I thought was super cool was that Dr. Facilier. It's the 7-drop 4/4 that quests for 3 and has evasive. And when it quests, chosen opposing character can't quest during the next turn. And so it's kind of playing into that like lockdown. You don't get to do anything.
No fun for you.
He would be great against the Mufasa.
No, thank you. Oh, no.
I was looking for answers because I was trying to think about going back to Christmas again. You know, I'm always constantly thinking about going back. But I was thinking about how there's limited answers to that Mufasa. I guess there's lots of Ruby answers, but I want an Emerald answer too. So that could be an answer.
It could. Like, you don't get to get that extra ink. No, that is...
The sole reason why Mother Gothel Emerald card is in my deck right now for Emerald Steel. The 6-drop that lets you, when she's exerted, nobody else can quest. So,
yeah. That would do it.
Spice, green steel spice is coming your way.
Be prepared, light it on fire.
Dragon fire.
We had a great time in Vegas. We love opening cards with you guys. One of the cool things we got to do in Vegas was, like we said, see so many other content creators, and we were able to ask them some rapid fire questions while we were there. So in this next segment, you're going to see Enchanted Kim, Bro Hamilton from the Sunflower Lumineers, and then Knife the Nerd. So hope you guys enjoy those rapid fire questions. Definitely check them out on Twitter and Instagram or wherever they're located, because they are excellent creators and excellent community members of Lorcana.
Hello, and we're here with Enchanted Kim. Hi, and we want to ask you some rapid fire questions.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what is your favorite Disney Lorcana color combination?
Favorite Disney Lorcana combination is Amber Steel Song. That's just my favorite. What I play all the time.
Do not love it. I do not love it. It's my least favorite matchup, but I understand people's love for it. I get it.
I'm an Amber Steel song girly. What can I say?
I get it. I love all the songs. I do not like them songs being played against me.
Fair enough.
All right. Who is your favorite Disney character?
Favorite Disney character would have to be Cinderella.
Okay, Fountain.
She's so fabulous. She's so pretty. I love her, just like how she works really hard and like just does what she needs to do.
And it goes with your Steel Song. So
yeah, it does.
That works. Okay.
Sensation, Enchanted in my deck.
Wonderful. And then, what is your favorite Disney movie or IP?
Disney movie or IP would be The Night Before Christmas, and I can't wait for it to hopefully one day make it to Lorcana.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see that claymation style.
I want to
remember it.
I know. Someday, a spooky Lorcana set would be so good.
No, it was so great. Maybe next October.
Maybe, yeah.
And start the Halloween set. That'd be great. And then, what are you known for?
What am I known for? I'm known for going to all the Lorcana events. You can usually catch me at most of the DLCs, going to anything local. So I just went to PAX. I throw my own events like the Lorcana tea parties. So that, maybe I'm just known as a party goer.
We love it. All right. Lorcana, how can people find you?
People can find me at Enchanted Kim on Twitter, or I guess X, Instagram, and TikTok.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Have you later.
Yeah, for sure.
On your interview.
Yes.
Happy Quest Day.
Awesome. Thank you.
Quest Day.
Hi, we're here with Bro Hamilton.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We'd love to ask you some rapid fire questions if that's okay.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Awesome. What is your favorite Lorcana card?
It would have to be the blue Mufasa from set 5.
Yeah, he's a good one.
It's pretty fun.
When he's bounced back in with the blue purple decks, it's
Right.
just gross. How about favorite ink color combination?
Blue and anything.
Okay.
Right,
You're
yeah.
a sapphire player then.
I would play mono sapphire.
Oh, okay. Maybe one day.
One day we'll get there.
Favorite Disney character?
Jafar.
Okay.
You
like a villain?
I do like the villain, yeah.
Okay. Do you think he's going to be the next big bad?
I'm hopeful.
Okay.
I'm hopeful. I think so.
Yeah, I do too.
Him or Hades?
See, I'm like, Hades. I think it might be a combination of all of them. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Aladdin.
Aladdin's
right.
Do you like the second and the third Aladdins too?
Yeah, I like them all. I'm a big fan.
Great. And then where can people find you?
My Twitter is @Bro Hamilton, or at Sunflower Lumineers is our team name. And then you can also find me on Twitch, Bro Hamilton.
Okay. Do you guys stream?
I stream
Lorcana?
as much as I can.
Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. Great. Well, it's great having you, and good luck with the rest of your rounds.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, we're here with Knife.
Hello.
Nice to have you. How did you do in your first couple rounds?
So we just finished round 1, and I went 2-0, so I am currently undefeated.
Hey.
So just got to do that 4 more times.
Awesome. Well, we'd love to do some rapid fire questions with you if you have the time.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite Lorcana card?
Oh, I love Ursula, Deceiver of All.
Oh, she's a good one.
The ability to just play songs alone from exerting characters is strong, but the ability to play the song for free twice just creates the opportunity for insane interactions.
It really does.
For free, leaving your ink open for your turn 4 play.
I love the Deceiver of All. What is your favorite ink color combination?
So I really like Emerald. Emerald speaks to me a lot. And so I usually connect with all of the other pairs through that color. But right now, my favorite is Emerald Steel. Just the combination of trickery plus the pure power of damaging is just really strong right now. And with Bucky gone, we're actually able to have fun with our opponents.
Were you a fan of Bucky?
I was not a fan of Bucky.
Okay. That's fair. You either love him or you hate him.
Exactly.
A favorite Disney movie?
My favorite Disney movie is Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
Yes.
It is the movie. It's one of the few movies I was allowed to watch from Disney growing up.
Perfect.
And so it was really connecting to me. And being a person who's very scientifically and mathematically minded, seeing a masculine hero that didn't really fit the jock archetype, but an archetype similar to my own, really helped me realize that it was okay to be who I was.
I love that. Favorite Disney character?
My favorite Disney character is the chaotic Oliver Stitch.
Ah, yes. How can you not love him? Well, thank you so much. Would you like to plug anything that you're a part of?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am Knive. Hello. I am the nerd of Lorcana. I occasionally make videos on YouTube about the limited formats within Lorcana, but I usually do most of my work on the site formerly known as Twitter as Knive the Nerd. I do a lot of data analysis for Lorcana, a lot of meta reports, and just being a personality within the community.
Awesome. We love to see it. And we can follow you at
Knive the Nerd on Twitter and Knive's Nerd Corner on YouTube.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, you have a great day and happy questing.
Oh, thank you.
So before we end, I did want to mention that we have some exciting things coming up. We will be on an episode of Hobbies and Happiness's Multiplayer Madness on Friday, and also on Lorcana Chats. So we're really excited to be guest starring there. Check us out, check them out, check out their other episodes. They're amazing, amazing people.
And we are hosting our very own tournament coming up here at North Valley Games in Mesa. So if you are a local or if you want to travel to us, that's fine too. We are going to be hosting our tournament at North Valley Games Mesa on November 10th, which is a Sunday. It'll be after set championships and all that. But the most exciting thing is because our previous guest, Mark, gave us an enchanted graded Scrooge McDuck. So that'll be our first place prizing. But also second, third, and fourth place also are all enchanted card prizing. So we, in addition to our top four getting enchanted, we are also going to have raffles and Disney trivia for additional prizing.
Yes.
Plus, it's just fun and you get to see us.
Yeah, and we'll be doing the best of three format and all of that. So we will be plugging that tournament on all of our socials.
And speaking of socials, and if you are on the star formerly known as Twitter, now known as X, you can follow us and chat with us at Lorcana Muses Pod. If you are on Instagram or TikTok, you can follow us on the Lorcana Muses. And you can email us at thelorcanamuses@gmail.com.
We would love to hear from you. Please send over questions or topics you want to cover. And happy questing.
Happy questing.
Happy questing!